to our hot topic of the day. Now, Michael has something similar, I believe, to what I usually have, which is change logs. So this is going to be our hot tip. Now, why do I mention this is not the sexiest thing in the world, change logs? What is he
Yep.
talking about? So when I get into an account, say I transition from one client to another client, I'm thinking, okay, I want to get in the space of what's going on with the data, what's going on with the business, right? Those two things should be considered at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. We just talked about that on the last rant. But when I'm getting into that, I think, well, what's been going on, right? Because any good data analyst, which again, don't kid yourself, if you run campaigns for a living, you're a data analyst. If you're not looking at data enough, well, you're probably not doing your job. But my point is, you should be looking at the data and saying, what is going to influence this data that I'm going to look at, right? Is the data clean? Blah, blah, blah. But for advertisers and businesses, you need to be thinking about, okay, what has been done recently? What are the major changes? That's why I really, really recommend, I think of it as an absolute requirement, necessity. And I do this with my consulting clients as well. Like, we need to start a change log. Start a spreadsheet for your account or for the accounts that you run. Have a date column, have a change column, and ideally, if you can, put a reason for the change. Probably a good idea because, let's be honest, you might have a great memory, but why did you make that change a year ago or even 3 months ago? Sometimes you just get busy and you're like, why did we change the bidding strategy? Just put a few notes in there. And if you want to be a superstar, you can put in the results of those changes. Now, I know a lot of people get really lazy on that. And they don't actually follow up with the changes. They just sort of go 1 week at a time or 1 month at a time. So crucial to have a change log. So that way, before I look at all the data and I get lost in the anomalies and the distributions of the data and what are the trends, etc., I know that, okay, on this exact date, we made a structural change to the campaigns. Okay, well, let's see how that's been going. Check in on that. Okay, now let's say, oh, you know what we had on this date, and you should have this collaborative document with your client, with the business owners. You guys should all share a document that says we changed inventory for these products or all inventory products. We ran a sale on this date. You guys should all be in the know, and it makes your reporting calls, extra tip, a lot easier to have this all tracked. And then I'm going, okay, what else has changed recently? And then I'm looking at the trends. Okay, it looks like month over month things are down for these key metrics. Well, what happened last month? Check the change log. Don't be digging through the change history. Don't say, Cory, we got a change history in the account. If you've been doing this long enough, you do not want to be expanding all those things, trying to figure it out and going like, wait, because it's not always clear. Google Ads sort of description for things, target return on ad spend was 600%. It doesn't say it is now maximized conversion value. It just says target return on ad spend was 600%. That's terrible insight. Keep your own notes, and the change history will also not tell you why did you change it, because that is so crucial. I said it's ideal to have a reasoning, but honestly, I think it should be a requirement in the document. Why did we do that? Why did we do a promotion? Right? Why did we do that flash sale? Is it because we needed to really push that particular size because we were overstocked? What was the reason behind that? That can also help you over time and help avoid recency bias, which is a really big thing in marketing. So that is my little mini rant hot tip for you guys. Make sure you have a change log. It is going to be so awesome to have it. If you've never had it before, it's going to really add a ton of value to your daily management. Michael, thoughts?
Awesome. Yeah, I think especially if you're managing a lot of accounts, you do want to know why you're making changes and what you're doing. Now, I have a really good memory, but that's the problem is like I rely on that too much. I always think about what are the simple things you can do. Create a Loom video of you just like when you're in the account or after you've done it and make a change, and then send it to your EA and just go, can you just create summary notes and put this in a spreadsheet? Like sometimes the manual writing is too much, especially if you could just do like literally a 20-second video of going, I did this, 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 and this. It might save you like 3 or 4 minutes. And sometimes it's just the laziness that gets in our way. It's not the capability. Okay, the writing the stuff down is actually easy. It's about the mental muscle of like having a process around it. I just like even just saying it now, I've done this for a long time, then I stop and then I start. And a lot of times what I do is I just record Loom videos, give it to my EA, and then he will just document it. That way, my brain is like works really fast. So like when I'm writing stuff, like even when I'm in spreadsheets and I'm doing deep data analysis, even though that seems like a slow process, my brain's like writing formulas fast and looking at data fast. It's like doing stuff to slow down just to manually type can be a lot.
You got to find a balance.
Yes. So figure out ways that you can do this. I completely agree because you need to document it. and document it for yourself, not the client, because if the client leaves, like you don't want to give them all
Right,
your
don't want that.
notes. But what you do want is, so when you just jump on before a call, you're like, cool, we've done this, this, and this, and this. And then you might go, I'll quickly spot check that data. Cool, I know it. And within 30 seconds, you've seen what we've done this month, the last 3 months. You've seen the trends mentally, and your unconscious or subconscious mind will know the paths. It's sometimes just reminding yourself rather than going to the account back, what the hell did I do?
Right. Yep.
I'm not like that at all. Like I literally know the data for every single client across the business. Like I'm like, I probably know too much data in my head than I should, but that's not, most people are not like that, and they need to just document it. So
And that's really error prone to error. So you got to be careful,
yeah,
right? Because we make assumptions, and we have that day where we didn't have enough coffee or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden, you didn't think that you had just changed that a week ago. Who knows?
yeah,
Things happen. Definitely, I'd say for 99% of you guys, make sure you're tracking things, and even if you're not tracking the changes in the account, just keeping a site change log with the client can be awesome. When
yeah,
did we change inventory for what? When did pricing change? What promotions were ran and when? And what were we thinking about when we ran it? Those are really valuable insights to track over time. And actually, you can pick up on some tendencies in sort of the client behavior and your behavior as well with the account. So it can be really, really interesting to track that stuff over time and say, you know what, maybe we are running too many promotions in the summer because we start thinking about XYZ. Maybe we would need to try not doing that and see what happens. So anyway,
yeah.
really good tip for you guys. Again, I think it's not talked about enough because it's not really the sexiest thing in the world. And, building a script for that, it's a whole thing. So, yeah, I would really recommend it for you guys. Definitely keep it in mind.
Awesome. Okay, mate. Well, let's wrap this up. So, Cory, how can
Yes.
people find you, mate?
All right, adsbycory.com. I'm also on LinkedIn and YouTube, also Spotify for PPC Unfiltered. We'll be getting some more episodes up there. Sorry about the delay, everybody. We've just been busy. Things have been chaotic
Yeah,
over the last few months, but we're getting back on track. We appreciate all of your patience. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, share with your friends. And family, because sometimes people want a new industry to get into,
yeah.
right, Michael? So
Nice, mate.
awesome,
Nice.
Michael. Where can people find you, sir?
MarketLead.com.au, Michael Nadal on LinkedIn, PPC Unfiltered, and all these other companies that I run as well. But most importantly, on this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. Well, this was a really good episode. We mostly spoke more about strategy and higher level stuff, but I feel like this is where the juice is in the industry now. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, Cory. So thanks for your time, mate. Really
Yeah,
enjoyed
lots
it.
of fun. Yeah, thank you, Michael. All right, guys,
Bye.
we'll catch you next week.